Hey, history students, we're going to be talking about the rise of the Islamic faith in this chapter. Now, we actually didn't get to this chapter during the school year, so this is going to be new stuff from here on out. Standards 8.11 describe early Islamic civilizations, including the development of religious, social, and political systems. Objectives examine the origins of Islam, discuss the political structure of the Islamic people, and analyze the achievements of the Muslims. So, of course, the most important figure in the Islamic faith is Muhammad, the founder of Islam. He was born into an important family in the city of Mecca around 570. He managed a caravan business when he had grown. Basically, what happened is that Muhammad was orphaned at a young age. He went to live with his uncle eventually that was over this big caravan industry, and he just kind of was always around the caravan business. Now, the caravan trade made Mecca a rich city, but during the time Muhammad was alive, the city started to ignore the problems of the poor. Muhammad realized, being part of the caravan business, hey, wait a minute, they're not taking care of the poor like we're supposed to be doing. This concerned Muhammad, who went up to the hill to pray and meditate. And he was about the age of 40 at this time when he went to a cave to pray, where he heard an angel speak to him and give him what we know today as the words of the Quran. Now, the Islam is the beliefs that were formed from the messages Muhammad believed he received. So these messages that Muhammad was getting is the Islamic religion. It's the beliefs. A Muslim is a follower of Islam, and the Quran is the holy book of Islam. I want to talk just a minute about the 5 pillars of Islam, because this is an important part of what Muslims believe. There are 5 acts of worship required of all Muslims. The first is a statement of faith, and at least one time in their life they must say, there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. Now, the idea behind this is very similar in the Christian faith to a declaration of faith, where you acknowledge Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. The idea is basically you're just making this statement, I believe what this religion believes. It kind of makes sense that you can't really start until you say that you believe what the religion believes. This is what they say when they accept Islam, and they say this in their daily prayers. The second is prayer. And Muslims must pray 5 times a day, before sunrise, at midday, and late afternoon, right after sunset, and before going to bed. They can pray where they are, but many try to go to a local mosque to pray. It depends on where you live. If you lived in Phil Campbell and was a Muslim, you're probably not going to a mosque to pray, because I don't know where the closest one is, other than, I know where one is in Huntsville, but I really don't know where, anywhere closer is. And so there's not a whole lot of Islamic mosque in this area. So you'd probably have to just pray where you was at. And I've actually seen some Muslims in front of the Dollar General in Phil Campbell kneel down and pray to Mecca. It was right after sunset one time when I went to the Dollar General. The third pillar is a yearly donation of charity or alms, paying tithes, basically. They must pay some of their money to a religious official. The money is used to help the poor, build mosques, or pay off debts. The fourth is fasting, and this is going without food or drink, and they have this in most major religions. Muslims fast during the holy month of Ramadan, and they won't eat or drink anything between dawn and sunset during the holy month of Ramadan. The fifth pillar is the Hajj, or the pilgrimage to Mecca. Now, what happens is when Muhammad is born, he's born in Mecca. He starts preaching this, and a lot of people don't like this, because there's a shrine in Mecca called the Kaaba. Now, the Kaaba they would worship multiple gods there. And so Muhammad was actually ran out of Mecca and went to the area of Medina. Now, when he was in Medina, he became the political and religious leader of this community of people here. Now, what happens is they wind up going and taking Mecca and running out any type of worship at the Kaaba to anyone but Allah. And so that's how Mecca becomes the center of the Muslim universe. They're required to travel to Mecca at least once in their lifetimes, and this is where the Kaaba is, the shrine that is the most sacred place in Islam. After Muhammad's death, his followers quickly chose Abu Bakr, the next leader after Muhammad. And he took the title of Caliph, which is title that Muslims use of the highest leader. Early caliphs were not religious leaders, they were political leaders. He made it his mission to unite Arabia into a unified Muslim state, which he accomplished in 634. They defeated the Persian and Byzantine empires, which were weak from many years of fighting. And by doing this, they would invade the land, they would force people to convert to Islam, and the only exception was Christianity. They didn't make Christianity and Jews convert, but they were treated like second-class citizens. It was basically like it was better not even to be a citizen, to be in that situation. Early caliphs came from the Umayyad family. The Berbers in northern Africa resisted Muslim rule at first, but after years of fighting, they converted. Islam started to expand to Spain and was led by the Moors for 700 years. So this is just talking about this expansion of the Islamic empire as it goes and it expands to Spain and northern Africa and a lot of these other areas in the Middle East and places as well. Arab merchants took Islam to India, Africa, and Southeast Asia. Trade also brought new products to Muslim lands such as paper, gunpowder, cotton, rice, oranges, things like that. Arab traders grew wealthy from trade between regions. So what happens is these Arab merchants are taking the religion as they go. They're traveling around, they're talking to people about their faith, and by doing this, they're spreading it. And the Arabs were big about this caravan trade, so they were traveling all over the place anyway, and they were spreading the Islamic word by doing that. In the mid-1200s, Muslim Turks, known as the Ottomans, took over the area from the Christian Byzantine Empire. This is going to be where Constantinople is going to fall and become Istanbul. Now, Janissaries are slave soldiers. They converted to Islam. They became fierce warriors. This is part of the Ottoman Empire. And there's a number of the Safavid and there's a number of other empires that take place in the Muslim faith, but I'm not going to get into all those. We're going to talk for a few minutes just about the science and philosophy of the Muslims. They contribute a lot to math. They contribute a lot to medicine. A lot of the medicine we still use today, we can trace its roots back to Islamic doctors. Astronomy. Many Muslims had observatories where people could see the sun, moon, and stars. The scientists also improved the astrolabe, which is going to be something that's used in the age of exploration. Geography is another thing. Muslim explorers would expand the field of geography as well. And one of these was Ibn Battuta. And there's actually an assignment that I do that if you'd be interested in, reach out to me on my email at danieltaylor@franklin.k12.al.us, and I'll get that to you, an Ibn Battuta reading assignment. So, just a number of things about the Islamic faith. It just kind of tells you a little bit about it. It's just scratching the surface. This chapter is actually pretty long, and I go into a lot of detail, but I couldn't read all those videos. So this is where we're going to stop it for now, and see you in the next video.